Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
Welcome to another episode of Your Health, Your Wealth. My name is Chuck Taylor, and I have Miss Desiree with me. Miss Des, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Now, for the next hour, we will be sharing a great health tips and information for you, our listening public, and we'll be chatting with some of our special guests. Des will tell you a little bit more about our special guests in just a few moments.
Well, welcome again, everyone, to Your Health, Your Wealth, brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your Health, Your Wealth airs every Wednesday from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. right here on 89.1 FM, Bobo Radio. So remember to tune in each week and tell a friend. You can also catch the shows you missed on YouTube on the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
And that's important, folks. We are digitally enabling you to listen to us anytime, anywhere. Definitely tell a friend. You can share us, forward us, wherever you see fit. We are there 24/7. Well, we are in the month of February, and February is super, super special because love is in the air, but not just because of Valentine's Day. It's officially Heart Month. So we're exploring some issues related to heart health.
You know, Chuck, when we talk about heart health, we should know that a healthy heart is more than just what you eat and the exercise that you actually can accomplish. So a healthy heart is also connected to your emotional health. Let's face it, with Valentine's Day around the corner, it's a time that emotions can run high.
That's so true, Des. Emotional issues can lead to many other issues that ultimately stress your heart in a real way. And that's why we're talking today on the show. We're going to share an episode of Be Well, Be Healthy for Life with wellness coach Lady K. It deals with connections between our emotional health and our physical health in general.
If you don't know who Lady K is, then you're about to find out. Her podcast, Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, is sponsored by BAF Global Group and can be found on YouTube. Her episodes are released weekly on the BAF Facebook page as well. Today, she's going to talk about managing your emotional health.
Today on Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, Lady K, your wellness coach, tackles your emotional health.
Love is in the air. Yes, it's that time of year when emotions run high. Lovers and friends go the extra mile and they show how they feel with gifts, words, and deeds. But for many people, the emotions that are most overwhelming during this time are feelings of loss or abandonment, sometimes loneliness. Those feelings can lead to anger, depression, and a host of negative reactions. So today, let's talk about managing your emotional health. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that. Also remember to hit the notification button and share this episode with a friend. Your mental health is how well your mind understands and processes your experiences and the emotions that it receives. Your emotional health involves your ability to manage and express the emotions that arise from what you've learned and experienced. The relationship between our emotional, mental, and physical health is well studied and documented. When we feel loved, content, secure, and happy, our bodies produce more of the happy hormones. That's serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. These hormones, working alongside the chemical messengers in our body, or our neurotransmitters, are essential to other processes, such as our heart rate, or digestion, or moods, and even our feelings. Our goal to maintaining good emotional health lies in balancing all these hormones out. How do we get that balance that keeps us emotionally healthy when the world is falling apart around us? It's not easy. But with a little help, you too can learn how to manage your emotions. Start by recognizing your feelings. Be aware of them. Don't pretend they're not there. Acknowledging your feelings can lead to expressing them in healthy ways, such as talking instead of arguing. But bottling up your feelings leads to resentment and can build up so much pressure that when you finally acknowledge and you express, it becomes an explosive situation. So take a moment to think before you react. Reacting instantly to a situation may be great if it's an emergency, but for most emotional situations, try counting to 10 or repeating a calming phrase for maybe 30 seconds before you react. Many tragedies have happened because someone reacted without thinking. Connect with a friend, someone you trust, who can help you sort out your feelings. They can help you decide on the best way to express them and then keep that information locked away in their own vault. The last thing you want to do is to share your emotions with someone who judges you or then even tells the world in some sort of social media post. So share carefully, but do share. Get another perspective. Get active. The longer you stay in bed, under the covers, or we separate ourselves from others, it's the longer it will take us to overcome an emotional situation. Exercise increases our endorphins. So even though you don't feel like doing it, go outside. Get some fresh air. Get active. Finally, do something that gives you purpose and meaning. It could be anything. Maybe it's spending time with your family members that you love, volunteering, gardening, or arts and crafts. It could be anything, just as long as it gives you a sense of purpose. Our emotions run low sometimes. That's a part of life. But doing something that gives us purpose and meaning always picks them back up again.
Be Well, Be Healthy for Life is brought to you by BAF Global Group. Remember, always consult your doctor before starting any new health and wellness regimen. BAF Global Group offers life, health, and general insurance plus a full suite of financial solutions in the Bahamas, life insurance in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and affordable individual and group health insurance in the Cayman Islands. Visit us at mybafsolutions.com.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your health, your wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
Wow, that was an extremely interesting episode, and I think a timely one too, Des. I mean, Valentine's is just right around the corner, and most people are thinking, oh, I need to love and love, but then love is very emotional.
It is. Sometimes it's not reciprocated, so it's a little difficult.
Yeah, we're talking managing your health and your expectations, but also from emotional side of it. You know, you can be definitely in love, another one may not feel the same. So that puts stress, physical stress, on your heart.
And therefore, you need to learn about self-care. And I thought that she addressed those issues quite well. You know, we need to separate and have time for ourselves, whether it is to go and enjoy a sunset on the beach or just put your feet up, go lay in the ocean on a float or whatever it is that makes you happy. Go and have your nails done, your feet done, your hair done, whatever it is. Even if it's a man, whatever it is, if you want to go have a massage, you know, it's very important. You actually do have to get outside and not stay inside.
Yes.
This is just a little side note to friends. We need to learn to check up on each other because sometimes things don't look wrong outside, but there's turbulence going on inside. So it's important that we check on each other as well.
Exactly. I call it the fresh air idea. Get out and get some fresh air. I mean, you know your house is fresh air anyway, but get outside, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D in your system, because you may not realize it, but sunshine actually alters your mood. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel healthy. It makes those endorphins kick in and that vitamin D just roll into your system. So getting out there in the daytime and doing some stuff, even if it's just walking on the beach and sticking your feet in the
Listening to music, looking at old photo albums that have happy memories, looking at watching a movie that is funny.
Yes.
Turn off the news. If it's too much, just turn it off.
Trust me, one of the most fun things I remember growing up was going to the cinema, sometimes by yourself, to see the movie that you wanted to see that you couldn't see, because when you have a big family like us and the family talk through the whole movie, that was a hard moment right there. And you're like, I had to go see that movie 2 to 3 times because
just to hear
it. And you know my West Indian people, I love y'all, but y'all can chat through a movie. Boy, you see what he could die soon, you know. calm yourself. Just a little lightheartedness. But it's very true. These are times that you really need to give yourself self-love and self-care. Take care of you because you're the only you'll ever get.
Yep.
And we want you to be around for quite some time. And with that being said, thank you so much, Lady K. And with that being said, let's take a look at our first guest. Today's guest knows a lot about managing emotions and working with families going through difficult situations. Her name is Ms. Charmaine Miller. She's a clinical supervisor at the Family Resource Center, the Department of Counseling Service. Now, many of us has heard of FRC, and I'll use that as a little short acronym because, Family Resource Centers, if I say that 3 or 4 times, yeah. So the FRC want to be very mindful that they're participating in the annual Color Me Purple 5K, which we really have a real awareness of the magnitude of the impact that their department has. So we want to expand on that. Ms. Charmaine is here to tell us a little bit more about the FRC and what it does and what services they offer to the community. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's dive right into it, Des. Sure. I know you have a lot of questions, so go ahead and shoot the first question. I'll get the second one.
Okay, Ms. Charmaine,
Ready.
What exactly does the FRC do?
Sure, Des. So the Family Resource Center provides intervention and prevention parenting services to families of all walks of life. So simply put, we do parenting. We provide parenting intervention, parenting support, whether you are a new-time parent, mom, dad, a single mother, a single father, a family that has parented 2 or 3 children. And at this point in time, you're found kind of like lost in terms of parenting this 3rd child. Mm-hmm. We provide that extra support too, because every child is different and built uniquely, right? So we're there to help support you in raising your child.
And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. I mean, in this day and age, the family nucleus, as we kind of knew it in the past, has changed.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of different tugs and pulls in different directions. Mm-hmm. Is it a good place, even if you have a healthy family, just to get a little reinforcement,
Absolutely.
just get a little help moving forward? Because maybe the first 2 children was easy breezy, and now you have a child that you don't speak the language with.
I agree 100%. Parenting today is different to the challenges that our parents had when, they were raising us. Unique difference is that we have technology now to go up against, right? Mm-hmm. And the benefits of it are obviously there, but there's also some challenges alongside with that. So the work that we do, the parenting programs that we offer is for everyone, whether you are Caymanian, whether you are not Caymanian, as long as you are a legal resident here in the Cayman Islands, we are providing parenting support for you. And I use the word support because parenting, once we become parents, there's no handbook. There's nothing that will tell you specifically, this is what you do every step of the way. So for us as parenting practitioners, our job is to help coach you, right? So I always use the analogy of think about a sport that you played, whether it was football, basketball, volleyball, whatever the case may be, right? Your coach was not in the game playing with you, right? Where were they? They were on the sideline. They were coaching you, right? And it's a trial and error thing. Every child operates differently. The standards within your household, though, remain the same, right? Your values, things that are important to you within your household will remain the same. But every child responds differently. And it's about making sure that there's a nice balance to that. And at the end of the day, we're creating a healthy family relationship that contributes to the overall health of our society.
So there's a lot of benefits by just contacting you and basically having a conversation.
Absolutely. So we now launched a telehealth service. We've definitely learned a lot from COVID. And one of our strategic goals is to make sure that we are more accessible to our families, right? So those families in the Eastern District, for instance, that oftentimes get overlooked. And sometimes coming downtown to access services could be a challenge for them, right? Mm-hmm. Because of childcare, because of transportation issues, whatever the case may be. And so for us, one of our strategic goals is increasing our visibility and accessibility of the work that we're doing in the community. So partnering with community development officers and doing work in the community, taking the parenting programs that we offer in the community is absolutely crucial. And so what that will do is remove some of those barriers, right? And get to meet those families exactly where they're at. And I mean, case in point, tomorrow we're going to West Bay. We've partnered with the John Gray Memorial Church Aftercare Group and their parents. And so we're going to be launching a parenting program there and moving right along. Hopefully after the Easter break, we can tap into our Eastern Community District. So we're very excited. And like I said, it's difficult. Being a parent is difficult. It's not easy work. What we're finding, though, a lot is parents that are just operating, they're kind of on overdrive, right? There's a lot of demands on us, whether it is employment, whether it is personal life, children, whatever the case may be. And so sometimes our cups are empty, right? And so what ends up happening is that we feel extremely guilty for yelling, for being extremely punitive with our children without having some self-compassion and recognizing that things are really hard for us right now. We're going through an economic recession, right? Everything is so expensive nowadays. And so we're carrying a lot on our backs and recognizing that you don't have to do this on your own, right? There's additional support and we are here to support you in that process.
Do you have parents that maybe have children that aren't so small, but they're having difficulties in the home trying to communicate with the child? Because again, like you said, our entire model of what we knew as parenting no longer exists, and trying to keep the same values with a whole different system gets a little confusing and overwhelming sometimes. So do you find that there may be people who come in and ask questions, something to do with a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, maybe even up until like 21? Like maybe they're trying to encourage their child to get a further education or doing something. Do you get those parents as well?
We do. And with parents that are parenting teenagers, we always like to work with the whole family, right? Because when we think about teenagers, we're raising adults, right? And so including them in those discussions and having a full family session is really empowering to that teenager. So we sometimes even serve as mediators, right? Because the relationship between the parent and the teenager or the young adult can be fractured to some extent. So making sure that we're mediating those conversations and reflecting back and saying things like, well, your child is asking, or your teenager or young adult is actually speaking to the fact that they have a hard time when you speak to them in this aggressive way. And what they need from you is this and that, right? So the mediation aspect can certainly come into place, and we facilitate that. And especially with our teenagers, they want to be more independent, right? They feel like they've got the world ahead of them. They don't want to be told what to do and whatnot. But our values should remain intact, right? Our rules are our rules in our household, right? But it's making sure that we have buy-in from everyone. I like to use analogies like the workplace. We got a job. We came into that job, right? There were policies in place, right? And those policies are policies that we have to adhere to. And our contract, it says 8:30 to 5. 8:35 is what we're doing, right? But there may be some room also, right? Where sometimes I'd like to leave work at 4 o'clock, or I need to leave work at 3 to pick up my children. How do we go ahead with having those conversations with our managers to make sure that, we are being flexible, we're accommodating, but we still have those parameters, right? And it's the same with parenting. It's the same with parenting, especially our teenagers or young adults, making sure that they have a voice so that they feel empowered without compromising your authority figure.
Awesome. Well, one of the things that I keep hearing that the FRC builds a lot of trust with the community. You're going out doing external programs.
Right.
You're working with other groups, helping put together understanding. I don't want to say saving, but building a rapport with the community.
Yes. We have a really good reputation in the community, and to us, that's really important because, like I said, a lot of the families that come to access services with FRC don't come because they're being told to. They come because they want to. They come because they recognize that, hey, things are not working out well. I'm not feeling good about myself every night when I'm going to bed or in the morning. Things are pretty chaotic. It's not because the court told me to come or my social worker told me to come. 80 or 75% of our clients are self-referral. What we call is that they've recognized that it's time for a change. Things need to be different, and I need a little bit of help with that. And so to us, that's a huge privilege, a huge responsibility, because, and we always say, you are placing a lot of trust on us. So then it's our responsibility to do our jobs, but do our jobs really well with passion and commitment, while still recognizing that we don't have a magic wand. So just because you come to parenting services, it doesn't mean that everything's going to go away extremely quickly, right? So thinking about it like when you start the gym. We just passed by that January month and everybody had new goals or whatever, right? And if one of our goals is, I'm going to eat healthier, it's going to suck at first. It's going to be really hard, but it doesn't mean that you give up. It doesn't mean that the parenting strategy does not work, right? It just means that there's consistency. We need to be more consistent with all our approaches. And so that's something that we try to hone in on with our parents. It will not, at first, it's going to be hard before it starts to get better, right? Because if you were parenting a child that's normally used to a very flexible schedule, a schedule, for instance, where they're going to bed at 9 o'clock, they're using screen time for 2 hours and whatnot. You come home and you say, you know what, I've been meeting with Miss Charmaine, my parent coach, and we can't do that anymore because that's affecting your sleep. In the mornings, you're waking up cranky, right? And if you're telling your child, you're honing in on that conversation with them, you're talking to them about the whys and whatnot, and you're saying, as of Monday, we're going to be more structured. Initially, it's going to be hard. You're going to get kickbacks. You're going to get a lot of tantrums, whatever the case may be. It doesn't mean that you give up, right? It's about being consistent and predictable.
We're going to take a quick break and we are going to come back. You're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth, a radio show. Each Wednesday we get together here. Desiree and myself, Chuck Taylor, we thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rollin' with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rollin' with BAF for life. BAF for life. For life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
We are here back on the radio. Your Health, Your Wealth radio show, as I said, each and every Wednesday morning from 6:30 till 7:30 a.m. Desiree and myself, Chuck Taylor, we get together and we talk about things that matter to you and our community right here. And today I have with me from the FRC. I could give all the accolades, but
Oh, dear.
I could do that again, but just tell us who you are and what you do in your own words.
I am Charmaine, and I work for the Family Resource Center. I'm responsible for the supervision of the parenting services that we offer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I manage the awesome team. I'm not being biased, but they are a hardworking, passionate team of parenting practitioners. And yeah, I have the privilege to support them in that process.
We've started the conversation about all the wonderful things that FRC does, but I wanted to kind of hone in on the fact of what people may not know, that your focus is not just for single parenting.
No, not at all.
And it's a wider reach, a wider
Absolutely.
conception of what is needed in our community. Give me a little bit of roundabout idea about that.
Absolutely. I mean, we service families from all walks of life, and we try to be very holistic in that. Our family makeup here in Cayman, if you think about it, right? We have grandparenting. Grandparents that make a huge influence, right, in their grandchildren's lives. So they're invited into that process. If at any point we have helpers that take on a huge responsibility of the upbringing of that child in the household, they are also a part of that, specifically when we are servicing families through a specific program, right? So we always say everybody that is a part of that household needs to be on the same page. Because what happens sometimes is that when mom or dad are gone, the parents are left, let's say, with grandparents or aunties or uncles and whatever, right? And so what ends up happening is that some of the work that you were putting in really organized and very diligently through your support with FRC can get undone.
Make it lapse.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It gets undone. And you're like,
Grammy, I know.
Exactly. So it's kind of like I was doing so well and then this happened. And so we say, let everybody come in. It also depends on people's schedule. So we work individually or in a group setting. Some persons really like the one-on-one. Others really like being in a group setting. So for instance, we have a program for families who are separated or divorced, right? That interesting fact is that is the program where we have the most males, in it, right? And so I personally love running that program because there's such diversity. A lot of our other programs, you have a mixture. It's mostly women that are accessing the program with their spouses, but sometimes having the single fathers and single mothers in that divorce program can be really rich when it comes to our discussions and the challenges that they themselves have. So having a safe space, a confidential space, a space where they can feel heard is really important to them. And that's what that group space provides.
And I wanted to just toss that in there. You mentioned confidentiality. How important is that?
Oh my gosh! In a small community, critical.
I know, but I just want to hear
whatever. And we say in a nutshell, whatever is said here stays here, right? And everybody needs to sign that consent. Sometimes even for us as practitioners with our Caymanian staff or just residents that have been here for a long time, if they are, responsible for leading a specific group where they may have a family member, somebody close to them, we have to look at that carefully and potentially even reassign that case to somebody else, because at the end of the day, our clients are the most important persons in our lives, right? And making sure that they feel safe, making sure that they feel confident and they have an area where they can share their concerns, but we can always remain very goal focused. We're here to support you and your family, right? And how can we make sure that nothing else gets in the way of that?
Perfect. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people in the past have been mindful of.
Yeah.
Because we are such a small, tight-knit community. People are aware in confidentiality, and also that builds trust with the organization.
Definitely.
If you are not comfortable, you will not walk into a place, especially voluntarily, as it is the practice here. So we were talking a little bit about someone who can reach out to you. If they wanted to reach out to you, how can they do that?
Sure. So we have a very active presence on our social media channels, whether it is through Instagram, Facebook, or our website also, frc.gov.ky. And so you can just look us up on Instagram or also Facebook, Family Resource Center, and you'll be able to find us through those channels. But you can also just shoot us an email at frc@gov.ky. And so something that I've missed and we've talked about off air is that everything that we do is free. What a privilege to be able to offer a plethora, just a wide range of services and programs free to our community, right? So everything that we do is free. And to us having that standard, we always say world-class civil service. We really own up to that to make sure that whatever programs we're creating or we're delivering or implementing is a need. It's based on an emerging need of our families and individuals within our community, and we're responding to that need. So everything that we do is free. We work very closely with the school system also to address bullying-related topics and programming there. So that's a very strong relationship. And now we're definitely being very, very much intentional in doing our community support work there too.
Where are you guys located?
I'm going to explain it the Caymanian way. We're on Mary Street across from... we're on Mary Street, second floor. Immigration's now on the first floor, right? So we're on second floor. We're across from where Baby Express is. So Mary Street, second floor, Apollo House West.
Apollo West House.
We're on Apollo House West.
The Walker's building.
Right.
Walker's building. And we're on Apollo House West.
Can't
not
miss
East.
them.
Yes.
You guys do walk-ins or appointments only?
We do appointments. You could come in occasionally, depending on the type of support that you need. But we do strongly encourage you to give us a call at 949-0006 or email us and we'll book you in with someone.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. That just means that, it makes the flow of communication a lot swifter and a lot easier. And with that being said, folks, we're going to take our second break and we're going to come back. And we got some questions for our BAF agent. She's going to be stopping by here and I'm going to hit her with some hard questions for 3 minutes in as much as she can answer. We'll look forward to that. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for tuning in to Your Health, Your Wealth right here on Bobo 89.1 FM.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go on and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your health, your wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
Hey, Des, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for us to welcome our next guest. She's a fellow colleague of yours. You know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
All right. I would like to welcome her to the studio, to Bobo 89.1 FM, and of course, our wonderful, wonderful program, Ms. Sharon Spencer of BAF Insurance. So with that being said, we got 3 minutes, Ms. Sharon. Now, I know this may be like rapid, but we got 3 minutes to answer as many questions as you can about the wonderful company and what they have to offer.
And she only has 3 minutes, right?
Only 3 minutes. So the first question, let the timer start right now. How long has it been that you've been with BAF?
I have been with BAF for the past 15 years.
Wow, that's incredible. So you literally know everything there is to know about the company.
I believe so.
Okay. All right. With that being said, now, if you could choose one thing at BAF that stands out from all the other insurance companies for your client, what would that one thing be?
We have been in this service serving the Caribbean for over 100 years. So we have over 100 years of experience.
That gives me a certain amount of pride knowing that this company has been around for that long and also serving the community. And serving the community through the difficult and through the fatter times in life. And of course, you know, right now we've been going through some very lean and very thoughtful. Give me a little bit of information about your health plans over there at BAF.
Well, we have individual health as well as group health. So whether you're an individual consumer or a member of your company's health insurance group, choosing BAF means putting your confidence in us to provide the highest quality health insurance plans with the highest impact on your pocket and member support services that meet all your exact requirements.
And so one of the things that I would ask if I was just hearing about the company and I wanted to take it to my HR manager, and I'm like, what are the benefits of moving to such a wonderful healthcare plan? Because, you know, in this day and age, everybody's always looking for a more amicable situation.
Chuck, BAF is a specialist in the management of employee benefits. Together with our global network of partners, we have designed a best-in-breed solutions to manage employees' benefits, putting excellent employee service and employer cost reduction at the heart of everything we do. Wow. We have dedicated and knowledgeable local staff, streamlined and state-of-the-art administrative capabilities, supported by highly rated global reinsurance partners. Access care in the USA via United Healthcare, the world's largest health insurer.
Wow.
Time's up.
Time's up. So before we get out of here, let me just ask one last thing. Give me your contact details for any one of the listeners out there that want to get in contact with you.
You can contact Sharon Spencer at 327-8747 or 814-2542.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sharon. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to Your Health, Your Wealth right here on Bobo 89.1 FM.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we roll away. BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we roll away. BAF for life. BAF for life. My life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your health, your wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth with Desiree and Chuck on Bobo Radio. We're here with you until 7:30 a.m. with a host of health tips and information as well as special guests to help you and your loved ones live healthier and happier lives.
And if you're just getting into the car and you're heading down from the Eastern Districts or maybe the Western Republic, making your way into downtown Georgetown for work, or maybe you got to drop the kiddos off to school and you're stuck in traffic, we got some traffic coming up. You're one of the lucky ones to still be home in your jammies. We thank you for tuning in and tuning into our broadcast. We get together each and every Wednesday from 6:30 till 7:30 a.m.
Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. We do it as a community service because at BAF, your health is our priority. Plus, the more you know about your health, the easier it will be for you to stay healthy. And a healthy community is what we're striving for.
The famous saying is, your health is your wealth. And if you don't believe that, you can ask somebody who has all the money in the world but is battling a severe illness. They will tell you that money can buy drugs, it can buy great doctors, but that does not guarantee your health. And that's what we want to do.
And I think the sooner that we realize that our health is something that we have to take control of, the quicker we'll do the right things. We'll eat healthy, we'll exercise more, we'll get enough sleep. Let me repeat that. We will get enough sleep.
Definitely. Your health should and always will be your number one priority. Too many people are busy running around, working crazy hours to make bank, and then without realizing how important the balance of their work life and their health life is. Earlier, we were joined by Lady K, our wellness coach, and she gave us a little advice about managing our emotional health. And this next segment, she's going to talk to us about finding a work-life balance.
Today on Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, Lady K, your wellness coach, talks about finding work-life balance.
Health is more than a series of illnesses and cures. And that's why today we'll talk about the importance of finding balance and how living a balanced life can make for a healthier you. Most of us live and work in a fast-paced world. Whether working on social media, checking emails, chatting with friends, or watching something funny, we're most often attached to our devices. Thanks to technology, our work days have been extended from 8 hours to almost any time our phone beeps, with many employers expecting answers to emails even on Sundays. With little time for ourselves, our families, rest and recreation, and with more people working from home since the pandemic, too many of us are suffering from work-life imbalance without even being conscious of it. If you're answering work emails at 4 a.m. when you should be asleep, or doing your child's football game, then you probably need to find some balance. How do we find balance? How do we extricate ourselves from the rat race and technology overload without losing our jobs and our minds? Finding balance is better for your physical, mental, and spiritual health. Start by making a list of things you would like to find time for in your life. Here's a common one: eating dinner with your family, uninterrupted. Next, make a list of the habits you have developed that disrupt these activities, such as answering messages while at the dinner table. The ever-present mobile device is the most common issue that affects work-life balance. However, there is a fairly simple fix. Make a conscious effort to leave your phone in another room at mealtime and have everyone participate in a similar manner by leaving their devices in another room. Meal times may be only 30 minutes, but it's a baby step towards liberating yourself from being accessible and plugged in 24/7. The more often you do it, the easier it will become. Make plans and pay for them in advance. Whether it's a quick weekend getaway or a day at the beach, make plans in advance. Don't leave it to chance. If you've already spent money on tickets, hotel rooms, or food for the beach day, you are more likely to take the time off to enjoy it. And when you do, Make a conscious decision to use your mobile device for taking pictures or playing music only, not answering messages and emails. If you can't trust yourself, feel free to turn off your cell data completely for a while. No data, no social media, no emails. Resist the urge to apologize for missing a call or explaining why you were not available for calls during what should be your own personal time. Give yourself permission to be unavailable. Resist the urge to check your emails constantly and give yourself permission to work during work hours. Even if you decide to extend your work hours, set a cutoff for responses and stick to it. Get active. Engage yourself in activities or exercises that force you to put away your device, such as swimming, playing tennis, running, or gardening. In addition to the usual benefits of being fit, you will find that disconnecting this way is essential to developing and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Make time for lunch. As simple as this sounds, many people either skip lunch altogether or eat at their desk because they're too busy to stop. If you're one of these folks, then today is the day to change that habit. People who skip lunch or eat at their desk tend to develop more digestive disorders, such as frequent heartburn, indigestion, and bloating. When you eat at your desk while working, your body diverts the blood supply needed to properly process your meals from your digestive system to your brain and your heart. A body that is relaxed when eating is less likely to stress your digestion and health. Finally, make time for friends and family and for fun. After 2 years of living in a COVID-free virtual environment, it may be easy and tempting to continue meeting this way. No matter how many friends you have on social media, nothing replaces the company of real-life people and having conversations.
Be Well, Be Healthy for Life is brought to you by BAF Global Group. Remember, always consult your doctor before starting any new health and wellness regimen. BAF Global Group offers life, health, and general insurance plus a full suite of financial solutions in the Bahamas, life insurance in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and affordable individual and group health insurance in the Cayman Islands. Visit us at mybafsolutions.com.
Thank you, Lady K, for that reminder. I learned at some point in life, it is really important that you actually have a balance between your personal life and your work life.
And I think that's so important that when you start working into the workforce, and this is for our younger listeners there who may be, their first or second job, you're getting into your career, finding that balance early in life, in your work life, and maintaining that ultimately will extend your life, because not only will you be happy at work, you'll be happy at home because you're not spending too much time at work and you're giving yourself an opportunity to grow outside of your job atmosphere, which I think is so, so critical. You can't, remember that saying, work all day makes Jack a dull boy.
Very dull boy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is so
too much
true.
Work and no play.
Yep, too much work and no play. Now, mind you, the same is good on the other foot. You can't play too much and not work. Your bank account will not be happy with that. And so with that being said,
it's time to welcome back our guest, Charmaine Miller from the Family Resource Center. Earlier, she shared information on the extensive work that is being done by the Family Resource Center in our community. This time around, we're going to talk a little bit about the annual Color Me Purple 5K coming up on the 26th of March, and this is to benefit the FRC. Hey, Chuck, are you a runner?
I'm kind of more like the supporting water station, kind of emotional, help you get along, that type of...
DJ at the end of the race?
DJ before that, yeah, that would be me. And with that being said, to all of the wonderful people who contribute to this annual event, Color Me Purple 5K Run, kudos to you. You put in such a wonderful effort. And I look forward to seeing you on the first weekend in March. And with that being said, let's talk to Miss Charmaine Miller.
Yeah, I'm with you too, Chuck. I am the supporter. I will organize and do everything.
Exactly. Wonderful time. But you know what? it takes a lot to get this off the ground.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Lots of work. We've been doing a lot of planning as of November. But this is our annual Color Me Purple 5K walk run. Very exciting. It is the only purple powder run in Cayman.
Nice,
to say it in that way. And we are so excited. Always happy to have our continuous support from BAF. So thank you so much to the BAF team for, once I send out that sponsorship email, it's just a matter of a day or two to get back from them and have them supporting us. So we're extremely grateful for that.
And thank you for thinking of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So the event is scheduled to take place on the 26th of March at 6:30 a.m. So there's a lot of time to sign up, folks. You can sign up on Cayman Active, or you can shoot us an email at frc@gov.ky. So important information is to bear in mind the cause. Whenever I'm supporting events or walk runs, it's all about the cause. Who are the funds going to? And so simply put, this fundraising initiative is supporting our vulnerable young mothers and fathers who access our parenting program, right? So when I say vulnerable, I'm speaking to teenagers between the ages of 13 to 25, who some become pregnant expectedly, some unexpectedly. They have a lot of barriers that they face. Just envision a 13 or a 16-year-old finding out that they're pregnant, right? With limited resources, with limited support, limited healthy supports in their life. And so the program that we offer, it's a 1 to 2 year long program. It's individualized. There's a group component and an individual component to it. But everything that we raise from our Honoring Women Month 5K walk run goes back into supporting these teenagers, right? Or young adults. And what does support looks like, right? It looks like food and dietary needs. It looks like scholarship opportunities, educational grants, depending on how much we do raise, because some of our moms or dads have not finished high school, and so they need to sit their last exams, right? And so that's where some of those funds are going to go to. Basic baby care, just basic supplies that they might need, additional training or employment opportunities that they may have missed out on, right, during their high school formative years. And so all of that is really where our fundraising efforts are going into. We are, again, really honored to have this vulnerable population and being able to support them. When our young clients enter the program, they're with us for 1 to 2 years. So the commitment is really high. And just to frame it in a way where oftentimes upon interviewing them, their main objective is to change the narrative of their lives. Right? Yes, I came from whether it was a single parent, a toxic family, background, being abused, whatever the case may be. They want their reality or their future to be different, right? And we're able to be a part of that path with them. So that is exactly where the funds are going to, right back into our community and changing the trajectory of this vulnerable population.
You said that it's held in March. Is there a significance for that? I heard you mention a little bit about
March
that.
March is Honoring Women Month.
Okay.
So this year marks our 24th anniversary of Honoring Women Month in Cayman. Now, globally, there's also a celebration of International Women's Day, which is the 8th of March.
Right.
And so back in 1999, the governor back then proclaimed March as Honoring Women Month here in Cayman. So we've been honoring that for the past 24 years. And so the motto of this campaign is Empowered Women Empower Women, right? And that is exactly what we're doing, trying to support this population. About 90% of them are young mothers, right? And they need a lot of support. And so we do that in a way where it's not a handout situation at all. Right, it's a commitment to program, it's commitment to intervention and changing and training and upskilling in order for those babies to live in healthier environments.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what I would want to hear. If I was a sponsor and I wanted to get other sponsors involved into this, because this is something I'm passionate. How can I do that? And who are those sponsors that we're talking about?
So far, we have BAF, of course. We have Gender Affairs, which is part of our Cayman Islands government, as well as CITCO. So we've got 3 sponsors so far. I'm just waiting for more responses. And if anyone else is interested listening out there, please email us at frc@gov.ky. You can address your email to myself, Charmaine Miller, and we can move forward with talking about how your sponsorship can be, recognized within Honoring Women Month. But we have so many events organized Our 5K is a signature event that has been taking place for over a decade now, and we're really excited to, make it bigger and better.
Exactly. And also, I just want to toss in there, if you want to be a silent sponsor, because I know a lot of you money people out there who don't like your names and the accolades that your help brings forward to you, I will personally just say quietly, thank you, but go ahead and reach out to the
please.
FRC, because we need all the help we can
Absolutely.
get. Sometimes it's not about being known, it's about doing the work that you do.
Absolutely.
And
Thank
so if
you.
you
Well
want to be a
said.
silent sponsor, please go out there and support and support and support. And race day, I'm thinking me supporting. What does race day encounter and expect it to do?
Okay, so I remember I started saying that we're the only purple powder run. It's
Yes.
really fun. So it's a powder run. And so we've ordered about 80 pounds of purple powder that's being flown in next month. And we've got these special guns. It's really fun.
Awesome.
It's really
awesome.
fun.
I can
And
see
so-
me in all white
Yeah.
out there just purpleizing me.
Everyone's purpled out, from the start to finish. We have purple powder stations. So sponsors can also sponsor a station.
Nice.
And that's really cool, because what ends up happening is that you can decorate your station and, put up your banners, whatever the case may be. We can have a station competition too.
Okay.
And so that's really neat. And our runners pass, they run or walk through each station. They get bombed powder with purple powder. And
Nice.
by the time they're done, they go through that finish line and they're all purpled out. Dogs come, kids come.
Everybody's
We
there.
have the purplest person competition too.
Okay.
So, some people take it really seriously.
Perfect.
It is
Purplicious.
so fun. Why purple? Purple is the color for honoring Women Month.
Purplicious.
Yes.
Perfect.
Purplicious indeed.
What time does the race start?
The race starts at 6:30 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Not too early. We
And
can live
there's
with
going to
that.
be like registration on the day, or
Yes, we always have registration on the day. We do encourage you to register prior to, so that you're comfortable. You have your shirt, everything is reserved. You'll get a bib number. There's going to be awesome prizes up for grab, and you'll also have some refreshments post run.
Nice.
Yes.
It sounds like a really, really auspicious family event.
Yeah, it is.
Sounds like you need to be purpleized.
I'll tell you.
I'm on the purple jokes. That's
My kids, they end up getting their masks, their Spider-Man masks.
Oh,
or
gosh.
Batman, and they're like, I'm going to be a part of that station, mommy. And they have a blast. It's fun.
This is another reason, sponsors. This is another
Yeah.
reason for you to sponsor. You can sponsor your own purple station,
Yes,
which
sir.
sounds so good. With that being said, as before we wrap up here, we talked earlier about some of your programs that were upcoming. Give me a little rundown about that before we start wrapping up here.
Sure. So our programs can be offered either individually or within a group setting, and that is up to your choice or preference. We offer an individual parenting program that's based on your goals. So that could be for either yourself, your family, mom, dad, grandma, whoever wants to come to the intervention program, they can. You can also, if you're a single parent, you can also receive services in an individual way or within a group setting. We offer programs, like I said, for whatever parenting goals you have. Programs for parents who are divorced or separated. If you're parenting a teen, we also have a program for that. We have your basic parenting alternatives strategy program that's called Positive Discipline Parenting Strategies. So we're just speaking to basic parenting strategies that can support you. Oftentimes, parents find that really rewarding, and it's just kind of like a quick booster parenting session, right? So whether it's individually or within a
Recharge your
group setting,
battery.
recharge your battery.
give you a
Nicely
little
said.
confidence.
Definitely. Yeah, because confidence sometimes is lacking, right? Once you've tried everything and, you're feeling kind of like at your wit's end, we're definitely there to support you. So whether you are separated, whether you guys are, that you're an intact family that just require a little bit of boosting and trying something else, we are definitely there to support you in that process. So give us a call at 949-0006 or email us at frc@gov.ky.
Thank you once again. We've been talking to Ms. Charmaine Miller from the Family Resource Center. I thank you for all the wonderful information, and I implore everyone out there, get involved, give them a holler, give them a call, reach out to them, especially for their Color Me Purple 5K race that's coming up at the end of March. It's going to be awesome event. And Des, you wrap it up for me.
Well, it was very nice having Charmaine in here. We'll probably have her back again talking about the other programs that you guys actually offer to the public. You know, it actually helps to really boost you.
Yeah.
That's
you
a
know?
positive.
It's more helpful than hurtful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we will be back. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth radio show. Compliments of our friends over there at BAF.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go on and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health or priority.
Well, that's our show today. Lady K gave us some tips on managing our emotional health as well as the importance of balance in our lives. Remember to check out her videos on the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life channel on YouTube.
And don't forget to subscribe and like and share with all your friends. Those videos are not only life-saving, they're full of great health tips, and they're brought to you free by BAF Insurance. The YouTube channel is Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, and you can also catch up with Your Health, Your Wealth show. You can always catch up with Your Health, Your Wealth show if you missed it on the same channel.
We also heard from our guest, Charmaine Miller of the Family Resource Center, about the many wonderful services that is offered to the community as long as you are legally residing in the Cayman Islands. And she also told us quite a bit about the upcoming Color Me Purple 5K that raises funds for the Young Parenting Program.
Thank you, Sharon from BAF, for stopping by here and sharing with our listeners all of the wonderful information about what BAF has to offer.
Until next week, I am Desiree.
And I'm Chuck Taylor, encouraging you to start now to live a healthier, happier life.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health or priority.